I volunteered because my son stopped talking to me. Not completely. We still had conversations. Small ones. How was school? Need money. Dinner's ready. Normal things. But somewhere around 15, he started looking through me instead of at me. I think parents notice that before kids do. You suddenly realize you're receiving updates instead of thoughts. Information instead of connection. My wife said not to push. Give him space. Maybe she was right. Still, when he signed up for an overnight charity relay event, I volunteered immediately. Seemed simple. Local sports complex. Fundraiser. Teams rotating through obstacle stations all night. Track events. Indoor courts. Parking lot games. Things designed to keep teenagers moving until sunrise. Parents could volunteer as checkpoint staff. Water stations. Security. Attendance. I figure maybe we'd spend some time together. Not force anything. Just be there. His name's Ethan. 16. Tall. Quiet. Good kid. At least I think so. I picked him up after school Friday. He barely looked up from his phone. Asked if I was really volunteering. I said yes. He sighed. Actually sighed. Not dramatically. Just enough. Then, you don't have to. That hurt more than if he'd argued. I laughed it off. Told him free pizza convinced me. He smiled a little. Tiny smile. I remember that now because it mattered later. The complex sat outside town near newer developments. Huge place. Multiple fields. Indoor gyms. Artificial turf areas. Walking paths. Parking lots everywhere. By sunset, hundreds of people had arrived. Music. Tents. Volunteers in color shirts. Kids running around. Organized chaos. Normal community event. I got assigned checkpoint 6. Large covered area between baseball fields and auxiliary gym. Simple job. Scan wristbands. Record team rotations. Direct people. Easy. Volunteer, coordinator handed out packets. Maps. Schedules. Emergency procedures. Then she paused, looked around, lowered voice, and said, if anyone asks to switch teams after midnight, deny it. Somebody laughed. Asked why. She shrugged. Just policy. Another volunteer asked if teams cheated before. She hesitated. Then, just don't do it. Conversation moved on, but something about delivery felt strange. Not mysterious. Uncomfortable, like she wanted explanation over with quickly. Night started fine. Kids moved station to station. Music played. People shouted. Laughed. Normal. Ethan passed through checkpoint around 10:30. 2 friends with him. Sweaty. Out of breath. Happy. Actually happy. I offered snacks. He rolled eyes, but took one. Around midnight, crowds thinned. Teams spread farther apart. Energy changed. Teenagers got tired. Adults got tired. Music lowered. Temperature dropped. Around 12:15, first kid approached. Girl, maybe 14. Looked exhausted. Asked quietly, "Can I switch teams?" I almost laughed. Remembered rule. Said sorry. No switching after midnight. She stared a while, then asked, "Why not?" I shrugged. Policy. She looked confused. Not upset. Confused. Then walked away. 10 minutes later, another. Boy this time. Same question. Then another. Then another. Not panicked. Not emotional. Just asking. Switch teams. Switch teams. Switch teams. I radioed coordinator. Asked if many people were asking. Long pause. Then, just refuse. I asked why. No answer. After 1:30 things fell off. Not scary. Wrong. Like event lost shape somehow. Kids approached checkpoint arguing. Insisting names changed. Schedules wrong. Teams missing members. One boy claimed his best friend disappeared. Not vanished. Transferred. He kept saying. He switched. Staff told him no team changes happened. Kid got angry. Started yelling. Pointing towards soccer fields. Saying friend, joined another group. Then stopped. Actually stopped. Mid-sentence. Looked confused. Then quietly. Never mind. Walked away. Around 2 I saw Ethan. Alone. Walking toward checkpoint. Head down. I called out. No answer. He looked exhausted. Pale. I asked where his team was. He looked at me strangely. Then, I switched. Cold feeling immediately. Not fear. Recognition. I said no. You can't. He frowned. What? No switching. He stared, then laughed softly. Dad, pause. I've been on blue team all night. Blue team? No, absolutely not. He started red team. I remembered helping him register. Red wristband, red shirt markings, everything. I looked down. Blue wristband, blue sticker, blue team roster. My mouth actually went dry. I told him stop messing around. He looked annoyed. Not joking annoyed. Genuinely annoyed. Dad, seriously? Then 2 teenagers approached. Asked if Ethan was coming. Blue team shirts. They looked at me like I was embarrassing him. Maybe I was. Ethan sighed. Walked away. I stood there a while. Heart beating harder. Because for maybe 3 seconds. 3 stupid seconds. I questioned myself. Not because reality shifted. Because certainty gets weird when enough people behave normally. I checked records immediately. Roster sheets. Blue team. Ethan Parker. Listed. I stared. Then checked earlier attendance sheets. Red team. Ethan Parker. Both. Same name. Different teams. Same handwriting. Same forms. No explanation. I radioed coordinator. Asked where she was. No response. Another volunteer nearby finally admitted people were talking. Kids switching. Names moving. Team photos not matching. Arguments. Confusion. Nobody knew what happened. By 3 things got bad. Really bad. Parents arrived early. Complaints. Missing kids. Not missing exactly. Wrong teams. Wrong groups. Wrong cabins. People arguing. One mother screamed that organizers lost her daughter. Staff insisted daughter stood beside her. Girl cried. Said she didn't know woman. Police arrived. I went looking for Ethan immediately. Not investigating. Not solving mystery. Just finding my kid. Fields mostly empty. Cold air. Wet grass. Distant announcements. I found blue team near track area. Except Ethan wasn't there. Coach said never heard of him. I argued. Actually yelled. Then somebody pointed toward parking fields. Said Ethan joined green team earlier. I ran. I remember breathing hard. Legs hurting. People everywhere. Teenagers sitting under lights. Blankets. Water coolers. Confusion. I found green team. No Ethan. One kid looked uncomfortable. Then said, he switched again. No hesitation. Like completely normal. I finally grabbed volunteer coordinator near gym. Demanded explanation. She looked exhausted. Really exhausted. Then said, it only happens overnight. I asked what. She looked around. Then, don't let them switch. I almost lost my temper. Asked where my son was. Instead, she asked, what team? I stared, because suddenly I didn't know. Red? Blue? Green? My mouth opened. Nothing came out. She looked at my face and closed her eyes. Just closed them, like she'd seen it before. Then quietly, find his original group. Original. Original. I ran back toward checkpoint, toward records, paperwork, sign-ins, anything. Kids everywhere now, moving between groups, arguments, staff shouting. Then I saw Ethan, standing beside baseball field fence. Alone. I ran over immediately, grabbed shoulders, asked if he was okay. He looked scared, actually scared. First time all night. Then he said, Dad, pause. Don't let them move me again. Again. Not switch. Move. I asked who. He looked toward field. Kids walking. Dozens. Then, they keep saying I'm somewhere else. I grabbed his arm immediately. Started walking. Didn't care anymore. Leaving. Done. Then voices behind us. Wrong team. Teenagers. 3 maybe. Walking toward us. Smiling. Not threatening. Just smiling. One said, he's green. Another, no blue. Then another, no track relay. Ethan squeezed my arm hard. Hard enough it hurt. We walked faster. Voices followed. More now. Not yelling. Just correcting. Wrong team. Wrong team. Wrong team. People looking. Pointing. Smiling. Staff too. Adults. Kids. Normal expressions. Normal faces. Wrong team. Wrong team. We reached parking lot. I hit unlock on truck. Hands shaking. Then Ethan suddenly stopped. Wouldn't move. Just stared. I asked what was wrong. Nothing. No answer. Then quietly, Dad, pause. Are you sure? I looked at him. What? He stared directly at me. eyes watering, and said, "Are you sure you're supposed to take me home? I don't remember opening truck door. Don't remember driving away. Only remember holding steering wheel so hard my hands cramped." We drove in silence almost whole way. 20 minutes maybe. Then Ethan finally said, "You came." I looked over. He smiled a little. Tiny smile. Same one from earlier. And I realized something. That whole night. The entire night. That was first thing he'd said to me that felt real. Like him. Really him. We got home around dawn. My wife opened door. Half asleep. Then stopped. Looked confused. Not scared. Confused. Then said, "Oh." Silence. Then, "I thought Ethan was with your sister." I stared. She frowned. Looked at him. Then at me. Then frowned harder. And quietly asked, "Who's that?"